Most anime protagonists wouldn't hurt a fly, unless that fly kidnapped their mentor, blew up their village, or insulted their hairstyle. Even then, they'll still try to talk it out. From Goku sparing a main villain for the 100th time, to Deku crying over not punching someone, and especially Naruto explaining how we're all just broken people chasing the same swing. Wait, swing? Thing. We want the same thing. Main characters tend to have the body count of an amateur pickup artist. 0. But not the people on this list. These anime characters didn't just cross the line, they jumped over it, did a backflip, and set the damn thing on fire. We're talking mass casualties, universe level wipes, and body counts so high they'd make Thanos blush. Today we're diving into the top 10 anime characters with the highest confirmed kill counts. 1 character per series, actual kills only, and yes, some of these numbers are hard to count. Let's get into the list, starting with a guy who literally wrote his way into it. Light Yagami from Death Note is an evil mastermind the likes we haven't seen since the debut of Dr. Doofenshmirtz. A straight-A student with strong moral convictions and a god complex just waiting to be unleashed. Given the Death Note, a notebook with the ability to take life with simply a name, we saw Light use this to delete criminals from the corporeal realm we call life. After killing enough people and gaining notoriety, he attracted the attention of the world's greatest detective, Batman. Wait, no, I mean L. This was the start of the greatest game of cat and mouse in anime history, hands down. After offing a bully and realizing what he had, he proceeded to delete 304 criminals in his first wave of justice. During his entire time as Kira, the mantle of judge, jury, and executioner shared by Light and several others, he was able to amass 1,085 kills personally, almost all being criminals. However, if we tally the deaths caused by Kira, most of which come from Teru Mikami, then we're talking about 134,139 casualties. Not a bad start for this list, but far from exceptional. Unlike the anime itself, because part 1 was a masterpiece and there was no part 2, am I right? Esdeath from Akame ga Kill is everyone's favorite dominatrix muscle mommy, but you definitely don't want her to set her sights on you. She's one of the strongest people in the verse, with her imperial arm giving her the ability to control ice. She uses this in a few ways, with the most obvious being to create ice shards to project at enemies as well as ice barriers or just freezing her surroundings. She can also imbue her sword slashes with ice to create a blade-like projectile. And most impressively, she can use her cryokinesis abilities to freeze time and space for a short duration, allowing her to decimate her now vulnerable enemies. At one point, after becoming a general in the Empire, she travels back to her homeland, the Northern Frontier Lands. This wasn't some trip or because she was homesick. No, she went back there to lay down the law. And by lay down the law, I mean lay down 400,000 people to rest. In order to quell an uprising in which multiple villages banded together against the Empire, she and her army pillaged and murdered their way through the villages, keeping the village elders alive to witness the atrocities and to encourage further uprisings so she could keep the slaughter going. Her last mission saw her bury over 400,000 people alive while subduing the tribes that united under Prince Numa Seika. But guys, I can fix her, right?
I was thinking the same thing.
Alucard from Helsing, aka the No-Life King himself, is one hell of a badass vampire. Helsing has a plethora of abilities used to decimate anyone in his path. Each release of his power from level 5 to level 0 increases his powers, with 0 being the strongest. Some of his powers in level 5 through 1 are telekinesis, hypnosis, telepathy, teleportation, shapeshifting, vastly increased physical prowess, regeneration, and most notably, immortality to a degree. Level 0, however, is completely different, as it doesn't make him any stronger, yet it gives him the ability to release all the souls he's consumed and turn them into his own personal undead army. He lets his army rampage through the streets, killing everyone in their path like some sort of autonomous death tide. Some sources state that he only had around 120,000 souls before the Battle of London, while others state 3.4 million. Now, seeing as he himself has to absorb a soul to use it in his army, it's safer to say it's closer to the 120,000 mark, although that doesn't matter much for his spot on this list. During the battle, there was another 3.7 million or so casualties, so that puts his kill count either just shy of 4 million or somewhere around 7.5 million. Either way, he's one badass dude and becomes even more overpowered after absorbing Schrodinger's soul, which grants him the ability of omnipresence, meaning he is now truly immortal. Father from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood probably wasn't the type of dad you want to have in real life, unless there's something seriously wrong with you. While looking like a human, he's actually the first homunculus and is over 400 years old, which is pretty crazy for a dust bunny. His first claim to fame was early on when he tricked the king of Xerxes into creating a transmutation circle around the entire kingdom, which allowed Father to use all 1 million people inside as a catalyst to create a philosopher's stone. Now with immortality, practically unlimited power, and not having the need to worry about the law of equivalent exchange, he became the strongest in the Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood universe. Continuing with the slaughter, he orchestrated the creation of a Mistress and continued the path of war, killing millions more, although indirectly. During the Promised Day apocalypse, he uses the souls of 50 million people in a Mistress. Although they do admittedly get their souls back, he did temporarily unalive 50 million people. Close enough for me. Was Eren Yeager a hero or a villain? That discussion will doubtlessly have some very loud voices on each side, and depending on who you ask, he either saved the world or stomped it flat. During the final arc, Eren goes full edgelord, and in order for the few to live in peace, he was ready to sacrifice the many, triggering the rumbling, which awoke millions of colossal titans, also known as wall titans. They simultaneously emerged from the walls like a sleeper cell of skinless lobotomites. With each titan measuring approximately 50 meters or 164 feet tall, they trampled everything in their path, especially people. By the time Eren was stopped, he managed to turn about 80% of the human population into meat pancakes, which equates to approximately 1 billion casualties. Good thing he did nothing wrong though, am I right? Gihren Zabi from Mobile Suit Gundam proves you don't need superpowers to inflict mass casualties, just a big damn laser. Oh, and an IQ of 240 probably doesn't hurt either. Gihren can be described with many words: ambitious, manipulative, intelligent, underhanded, and last but not least, supreme asshole. Seen with his total disregard for human life. His first real moment of villainy was during Operation British and the 1 Year War, when he went about the destruction of the Earth Federation Forces headquarters by dropping a literal space colony on it, resulting in approximately 320 million casualties and billions more in the aftermath. But this was just his warm-up act. His real moment of evil comes when he uses the Solar Ray, a weaponized satellite laser cannon, basically a death ray, to vaporize the Earth's Federation command fleet at the Battle of Aoboaku. The area he targeted contained around 11 billion people. Around half of them died, which using some quick maths is 5.5 billion. Keep in mind he did this with a smile on his face. While Boros from One Punch Man wasn't able to put up much of a fight against the one-and-done hero himself, Saitama, you can't really hold that against him, as he was the first to survive a hit from the one-pump chump. While we don't know exactly how many people Lord Boros killed, when your title is Galactic Conqueror, it's probably a lot, as he led his band of alien invaders that traveled the galaxy in search of a worthy opponent for himself. Before reaching Earth, Boros went planet to planet looking for strong opponents, killing everyone in his path. While we don't have a good estimate of his casualties, just during the brief time on Earth he wiped out City A without really doing much, and based on what he said about hopping from planet to planet, annihilating civilizations along his way, at the very least it has to be somewhere in the billions. For anyone who's watched Gurren Lagann and have seen the fight between Toppa, Tengen, Gurren Lagann and the Antipiral, you know just how strong the Antipiral is. The spiral beings contain the energy of evolution itself, which is why they have infinite potential. As the physical manifestation of the entire Antipiral tribe's consciousness, you can imagine just how immensely powerful it is, including reality warping, probability alteration, and even time travel. This was showcased during the final battle of the series, Simon vs. the Antipiral. Simon manifests a mech much larger than the galaxies that surround them both, and after integrating the entirety of the multiverse into himself, as well as merging with every possible version of himself in the multiverse, he gains infinite energy and still struggles against the Antipiral. During this universal scale fight, dozens of galaxies were being destroyed, causing casualties with way too many zeros to even fit on the screen. There was also the little fact that Antispirals as a race would go around eliminating civilizations that develop spiral power, like galaxies worth of people. You could add every previous unalive count on this list, multiply it by 1 million, and it would still be made to look like damn amateur hour to the Antispiral. Enrico Pooie from Part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fell for the original Aura farmer himself, Dio Grando, and abandoned his priesthood to worship the true Lord. During his journey to achieve heaven, his stand evolved multiple times. Starting out as a white snake, it can basically take a person's soul and imprint it on a CD. That's a technology from the Dark Ages for any of you Gen Alpha watching. It allows him to steal both memories and even stands from people. After evolving into Sea Moon, he gains the ability of gravity manipulation, allowing himself to become the center of a gravity phenomenon, reversing gravity away from himself in a 3-kilometer diameter. This even allows him to basically invert people or objects. I bet that stinks. Finally, after evolving yet again into Made in Heaven, he gains the ability of time acceleration, with time speeding up more and more by the second, giving the perception of Pucci having insane speed. Time eventually progresses to the point that it hits a universal reset, whereby abiding by the laws of fate, every living being brought to this new universe, although not as the same people. Their souls have effectively died in the old universe along with their bodies, and they've been reincarnated as new people. Consider this on a universal scale. Every single living being extinguished just to be replaced with a doppelganger. The lives lost cannot even be counted. Now we're just waiting for Steel Ball Run. Now while he might not look like much of a threat, this sadistic football-headed— oh wait, wrong football head. There we go. This guy is a pure psychopath through and through. He'll straight up delete your universe, laugh about it, and hop and skip away to go play. The first time we see his ability to blink away all life is during the Goku Black arc in Dragon Ball Super. After Goku and Vegeta give it their all during the fight against fused Zamasu, even fusing into Vegito, all the good that did them. Failing to defeat Zamasu, he then merges himself with the very fabric of the universe, prompting Goku to enter the cheat code on his one-button controller and summon the devil himself, who then quickly deletes the universe from existence after the crew jump into their time machine and flee back to their original timeline. This, however, isn't the first time Zeno has done this. You see, there were originally 12 universes. During the Tournament of Power, 8 universes face off against one another, meaning that there were 4 more universes before Zeno got his hands on them, not to mention the 7 he deletes during the tournament, meaning this adorable little guy has annihilated 11 entire universes worth of inhabitants from the main timeline, plus the one from the Future Trunks timeline. Countless numbers of people, multiple times over, although in the end he did bring them back thanks to Android 17. See, Zeno's not such a bad little dude after all. And there you have it, 10 characters who made dealing out death their full-time jobs. Did your favorite war criminal make the list? Or did I miss someone with an even crazier kill count hiding in the shadows of anime history? Drop a comment and let me know who you think should have made it on the list. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to tap the like button, and if you're into anime lists, explanations, and top 10s, then go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.